Alright guys, during our last Beachbody meeting, which we just had, we had talked about mangoes. I don't know how it came up, but somebody asked how do we cut mangoes because they're such a pain in the neck. I had just so happened to pick up these two mangoes at HEB a few minutes ago, from Mexico, nice and small, just starting to ripen. You see that nice color. But the hardest thing about mangoes is, as you can tell from its odd shape, right down the middle of this thing is a seed. The seed is actually about the same size as the mango. Sometimes they're kind of fibrous, they have hairs that come across them. But if you were to take this and cut it with a knife, you would have to cut this way. And in doing so, you cut right along the edge of that seed, but it's such a pain to get that out. That seed is very thin, but it's also very flat, so it's hard to get through. Best part is, I don't even bother using this until later. I'll set it off to the side for now. The tools I use, wonderful spoon here, and of course container to put it in. But this wonderful thing, this thing is an mango slicer. Now, this particular one is made by Oxo. Very nice. Got nice rubber handles, very flat, little blade on the edge. Now this thing, you can see by its odd shape, is made to go right down the center of that mango. And here I'll show you how it works. And when you get the mangoes, always get the bag, because you'll use that to put the peels on later on. Cutting board, of course, non-slip pad. You don't want to cut yourself. Peel that little sticker off. Take this thing and set it down, and you can tell by the shape of the mango where that seed is going to be. It's not going to be this direction. It'll be always this way. It'll be wider than it is on this side. Set it right on the thing, on your cutting board. Drop the cutter right on top of it. Kind of give it a little wiggle. Sometimes, depending on how often you use it, your blade may be a little dull, as mine is. Once it gets started though, it'll slash right through. There it goes. But as you can see, I've got the stem going through the mango. I always go stem first. It helps me line it up. Once that's in there, just give it a little push. And what this does is slices the two halves of the mango away from that center seed. Pull it right through. I'm going to make a mess on the counter here. And voila, you've got two nice bright halves. Now it's hard to see in this particular slice, but right in the middle of this thing, you see right there, is a seed. It's nice and hard. Set this to the side. Now take this half. Now you can do this a number of different ways. Some people hedgehog it. Hedgehogging is when you cut a bunch of shapes in the middle, and then you take the peel and turn it inside out, and the pieces stick up, you can pop them off. The problem with that is you still have to get in there, get manual. You can slice it, and then take those slices to the board and peel it. The reason I like the spoon is I just jam it in there, just like this. Get it right in between the peel and the meat. The spoon's not sharp, so if I slip, it's not going to cut me. I might get a bruise, but that's about it. And just push. I hold it one hand, just push right through there. Drag that spoon under the meat, like that. I don't know if you see that very well. And just kind of push it around. And what you're doing is you're literally scraping the meat away from the skin of the mango. Shouldn't take very long. You can actually, once you get good at this, do it in a few seconds. Look, empty shell of the mango. There's right on your label. Now you've got all this meat right here. If you do this right, you can peel almost all of the meat away from there. And now you've got this nice piece of fleshy mango here. Slice it right up, however you'd like. So in no time, you can do two mangoes. In this case, I'm going to do two tonight. Bam, there's another one. I go through a lot of mangoes. I love mangoes. So there we go. Nice and easy. Leaves you with big chunks, big happy pieces. And if you want to, if you're like me, maybe you're from the islands, this is a nice little snack to chew on while you're making your mangoes. You won't get through the seed, but you'll be able to get all the extra meat that's off the seed that the cutter didn't get, depending on the size of the mango. But of course, you could always slice this stuff off too. So there you have it. Nice, messy way to cut mangoes up without any trouble. This thing was well worth, I think, the $5 or $6 I paid for it years ago. I got it at the usual big box stores. So there you have it. Enjoy your mangoes. See you later. One thing I didn't mention with mangoes, you need to be careful if you have any kind of allergies to plants. The outer skin of the mango, I believe, but for sure the sap can cause a skin irritation called contact dermatitis. There's a chemical that's very similar to the chemicals that are in poison ivy. And once it gets on you, it can cause an allergic reaction. It can cause a rash or an itch or something. Lucky for me, I don't have that problem, but if you do have that problem, maybe consider wearing gloves or just have somebody else cut your mangoes up for you. It's present on the trees, so if you're in a place where you're lucky, like Josh was, to climb a tree and pick these yourselves, you just have to be careful to not get that sap on your skin.